Alright guys, Rex here. Got a new project that I'm going to be working on. Sorry about the sun in the back. But I was online searching around Craigslist and I found something that I absolutely had to get because it looked to be the minimum amount of work to get this thing up to not 100% restored, but pretty close to looking new again. And I'll be able to put it on eBay and make a little money off of it. So what we have is a Murray. My guess is the 60s. I haven't looked it up yet, but my guess is the 60s because instead of a sticker we have a metal plate right here. Now this bike, I know it looks rough, as you see on the fenders here and the rims here, but it's in remarkable condition. There's very minimum scratching and chipping on the frame. It's got the original tires. Check this out. Zephyr Light is the front tire, and the back is looks like a Carlisle stud Y-wall tire. Check this thing out. That's pretty neat. Love the seat. Still in really great shape. It's a Murray Wildcat. Like I said, I haven't looked up much about it yet. I like to learn as much as I can about my bicycles before I restore them and clean them up so that I can give people a little intro and background on the bike. But this thing is just in stupid good shape. So what I'm going to do is show you a couple different videos on how to clean the paint, how to clean the chrome. It's not rocket science, so you know, anybody thinks they're going to be a smart ass, well, go ahead. Anybody can do this. I just happen to be doing it since I was a kid, and it's pretty easy for me. Alright, you know, we've been working on this little Murray Wildcat that I got. It occurred to me that this bike must have sat in a garage or something for 30 years or so, because what appears to be dirty nastiness and rust on the rims, so you can see if I just wipe my thumb across it, look how beautiful that fucking chrome's going to be underneath there, man. Alright, on another note, you look at the undersides of the fenders and look how clean they are. This bike has barely been ridden my bad. This bike has barely been ridden, if any at all, whenever it was actually new. As you can see, we have some sort of bug egg right there. But also notice how bright and clean the paint is on the underside here. The bottom side of the seat looks brand new. Look. You see the shine of that? So we're going to definitely get this thing polished up. I'm going to show you some basics on how to take an old bike like this and polish it back up to new again. The hardest part you'll always find when doing bicycles like this, even if the paint's in good shape and some of the major chrome is decent, the hardest part usually on bikes like this is the galvanized hardware. Usually the galvanized hardware will be really dulled out, even worse than this right here, with a bunch of surface rust on there, and you can always clean it up with like a good buffing wheel and a wire wheel on a grinder. But check out this hardware. These are the fender screws, and they look brand new. They don't even appear to have had any weathering on them whatsoever. So we absolutely got a steal on this bike at $65. This thing is going to be practically brand new whenever it's finished. It's going to definitely bring in a pretty penny restored. So I got the crank out on this little Murray. Still haven't done any research on it. I just want to show you once again the condition of this Murray. And you notice now, look here. See them bearings stick together? That's not because of dirt. That's because the original grease had almost turned solid, like a thick jelly if you would have let jelly sit out for a while. We're going to soak these things to get them all cleaned up. Originally put some up-to-date grease in there, but I thought this, you know, once again, this bike is just amazingly in great condition. Alright, I got everything taken apart. And I'm going to show you a couple real simple. I'm going to show you a couple, real simple techniques here, how to get the paint cleaned back up. It's not rocket science, man. But I've seen people do a lot of ridiculous things as far as bicycles I've bought that appeared to be fine at first, and then you start opening them up and discover things. I had a customer bring me a bicycle where somebody had cleaned it up at one point and then thought that they were going to clear coat the bicycle. Don't clear coat the bicycle. I mean, in the long run it'll probably help, to keep its youth and whatnot. But you're just giving somebody a pain in the ass future project that they're going to have to sit there and work all that clear coat off with all the chrome just to get it polished back up again. It's just better maintained just by keeping your bicycle out of the rain, clean it on occasion, and and love your bike, polish it up, shine it, no different than anybody would do to their car. So anyways, the first thing I'm going to show you is this stuff. It's steel wool. You buy it at Lowe's, you buy it at AutoZone. The stuff you want to use have 4 zeros, the very fine grade. And as you can see, this bike's got a lot of surface rust to it here and there on the fenders. Now, you're still going to see some little marks left over whenever I'm done, but that's just because it's the permanent damage done to the chrome. But it'll definitely change the appearance and I mean, as far as things are all original, some people can make do with a little bit of fudges here and there. I mean, considering the bike, I did go look this bicycle up by the serial number and the numbers on the side of the tire. This is a 1967 Wildcat. So let me get on to showing you how this works right here. It's all about the elbow grease and patience. You just want to keep working and keep working on it with the very fine steel wool only until your rust pits are nothing more than these little kind of black dot smears on them. But you can see the difference between here to here already. Now I already did the front fender, so let me show it to you over here. It also works on galvanized. So you can see that front fender looks 100% better than what it used to. It's not brand new, but it is OEM equipment. Now on to the next step of what I'm going to show you. Involves something that I discovered when I used to have a white Jeep Cherokee and I used to love to go 4-wheel driving in it. The tree branches and bark and stuff would rub on the paint and leave these little dull spots. They wouldn't dent or scratch the paint, it would just leave these dirt marks in there that wouldn't clean off with just regular soap and water. The vehicle was white, so I discovered that use a little bit of bleach white, it'll take that stuff right off again. Have a nice clean white bright paint. If you get a scratch even that shows up, you can clean that scratch with bleach white. It'll clean the dirt out of it. Then when you wax over that spot, the dirt won't fill back into the scratch and it'll help cover it up a bit. But like I said, I've noticed that it does a lot of good things for paint as long as you use it in light applications. And be sure to remember to rinse it off immediately. Spray some on a rag, and then we'll see what we can get going on here. And what it's going to do, it's actually going to, any pores that have developed into the paint over the years, will have the dirt removed from it. Do a couple spots for you so you can see how she should look when she's done. And when you get all this done and washed off and you let the frame dry, you can even go as far as getting a Teflon chamois and wiping the frame back down again. And you can get yourself some car wax, just regular old rubbing compound, and go over the bike, which will also help clean out the paint even further. And not only that, but it will seal it from future weather wear and whatnot. Alright, so let me rinse this off again. Show you what we got here. Now if I'd have just done this with soapy water, and keep in mind it is still wet, it's not picking too well on the camera, but if you notice how dull that is compared to how bright and shiny that is, it's just a really good product, only used in small amounts though, because these old decals do not hold up to that whatsoever. So what I'll probably do is clean the tube and the framing right up to where the decals are, and then I'll probably soap and water over the decals. So that's just a couple of simple little tricks on getting these old bikes restored and whatnot. And I'm going to go ahead and get everything done on it, re-grease it. Can't wait to show it to you when it's done.